Call of Duty too, the Modern Warfare 2.
Uh,
It usually takes longer, but like the double XP is just ridiculous.
There we go. Alright, so I've got stream up. So if you guys feel free to tune in that so you can see the map and everything. Alright, so where you guys had last left off, you had successfully boarded this Abyss train out of the outer ring on its way to the next inner ring, the Garden Ring, and you were able to load up all of your cargo. Here, go on the bed. And in doing so, you guys have heard of a boxcar with, it seems, some sort of special, some special cargo in it. Number boxcar 37. And you guys have investigated all the way front to the train, and the only thing you guys really haven't checked out are the locomotives themselves. And so, he's just talked to Nesbit, the elf, the half elf kart racer from before. Would you guys like to make your way back, or do you guys want to keep going forward?
because we were discussing how to get underneath the box 37, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways to get in. You guys could try at the doors. Theoretically, you could vortex warp into the car or teleport in general, but that might come with its own undue of hazards, and then you might also be able to find a way in from down below.
Yeah.
Doesn't the train have like train tracks?
Yeah, but there's plenty of space for you guys to crawl under around there. Like, we get Ramus for scale. You guys could stand well below there.
Also, I see three options, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go under the train and try to check that.
Or get them to
Go
come
to
out.
the locomotives, or come back and tell what we found about it.
Yeah, you guys could go back to the gambler and report everything you found so far. You guys could go ahead.
In the manifesto, did you see where it was going?
Yeah, so when you investigated the manifesto, you noted that boxcar number 37 was just marked as special cargo, and that was being dropped off at the next station, which is where you guys are going as well, over in the Garden Ring.
I think we'd best report back to the gambler and keep a very good eye on that cargo when it stops.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because I've only got one vortex warp to get us back to away out of the side of that thing. The Watcher.
The Watchman, yeah.
Okay, so sounds decided. Let's go back to the gambler.
Okay. So you guys make your way back, and are you using vortex warp to
Yeah.
Okay.
Bypass.
And then since Valasar is in gecko mode, he just is able to climb his way around.
Tell him to stay inside the bag of holding.
could do that too, since it's only going to be a little bit, yeah.
He only has to stay in there with a straw sticking out.
So just bringing you guys
He
back.
puts his tongue out, his gecko tongue out. Like, eh.
All right, so you guys make your way back through the carriages, I presume. Or do you guys want to climb
Yeah.
over on the roofs?
I'll go back through the character just because they know we came through this way.
Okay.
Making sure to lock the door behind.
Yeah, so you're able to you unlock the door behind you. Even that being said, though, it does not have the magical seal it had before, but the door is still locked.
I may be an artificer, but I'm not a jack of all trades with magic.
I thought being an artificer was exactly that.
It is until you're hobnailed with your spell list. See, if I start buying spell patterns of spells I don't have, I can make them into items. And whole thing is making items to do what they cannot.
Alright, so as you guys enter through the dining car again, you notice it is it's quiet. The gambler isn't here, nor is the bartender.
Ooh. Spicy.
Do you guys want to keep proceeding through, or
Yeah,
okay?
gotta try and find more of this.
All right. So as you guys proceed deeper into the cart, you see a figure come out from the booth, and then you also hear two more figures come out from the bathroom as well. They are clad in armor, so you can't tell if they're soldiers or if they are someone else, masquerading as soldiers as you. But the one in front of you, he sizes the three of you up, or really. Maya, are you still in fox form, or are you in your human form?
I'm in demon form.
In
I'm still blending in with demons.
okay. All right. So the fiend in front of you guys speaks. Well, funny running into you folks here. Last I checked, we didn't have a brimstone working for us. So, fellas, do you guys want to chat, or do you guys want to talk with our fists and swords and guns?
Why would we want conflict here?
That's a good question. Why are fellows like you on board this train in the first place? Last I checked, you guys aren't working for the army.
How can they? I got a question. How can they tell me? So I'm in.
Yeah, you are in dressed up in your armor and everything. Galahad, you're still in your suit and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This man recognizes Galahad.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'm bringing problems.
What? And do you think I'm Brimstone? I'm
No.
just following orders.
Following orders, are ya? Is that so? And what exactly are those orders? Or who?
Galahad here, so the trouble isn't caused.
Okay, so I want to try something.
Okay.
Do I have my what's the name? My pocket watch in arm's reach? Like I can get to it?
Yes. Yeah. It's in. Yes, you can.
I want to stealthily get it and try to turn back time. Like,
All right.
try to make it as low as possible. I wanna, and make sure that Maya is inside the field, so she doesn't get affected by it.
All right. Roll a sleight of hand to get the pocket watch out.
1 second. His sleight of hand. That's an 11. Jeez. What?
As he's doing that, I will give him guidance, and then remember to add a +4 on top of the guidance of his ability.
Okay, so a D4 plus 4.
Yep. Because that is one of my artificer abilities.
D4
Solid.
plus 4, so it was an 11. That's 15 plus a D4. Can you roll the D4 for me, please?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see what it is. 3. All right. So,
That's an 18.
as you guys are as he's talking to you, you slowly reach into your pocket, and while the hand is in your pocket, you are able to fiddle and interact with the stopwatch.
Okay, so if I understand this correctly, if I slow down time for everyone else, I pretty much is gonna get a free turn here.
Theoretically, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna slow down time.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I don't know, Maya. What's you're gonna do with this free turn first?
If you guys want to attack, you can, or you guys can talk to him as well.
That's what I was trying.
I guess we can. I guess we
trying to
can
put-
also try to use the time travel to just lead passing.
Okay. And then Maya, what would you like to do? Do you want to try to use this this opportunity to slip past as well, or do you want to try to talk to this fiend?
Pass.
Okay.
I tried talking to him. Like out of character, I forgot who Galahad was supposed to be here by. That's why I paused.
No worries.
Having a mind blank.
All right. So as let me get this back down. There we go. So time slows for a moment. That sort of cyan azure haze comes over everything, and you guys are able to slip by them before they're able to react. And by the time you are in the other carriage,
I make sure to lock the door behind me.
okay.
From that both up.
All right. So as you guys make your way into this car, you lock both doors, and do you then Galahad, your watch unfreezes. It's about 6 seconds. To them, it looks like there was a flash, like you guys were like a blur, and you see the fiend you guys were talking to turns around and he tries to jiggle the door open, but to no avail. And you see the others running by to help as well.
Well, I would say that was a quick thinking moment.
Yes,
We
that
can
was a quick.
at least.
Because I'm out of vortex orbs.
All right, so do you guys make your way back to the caboose, the end carriage? All right. So,
What thinking I'm gonna force the mason hand to hold the door as long as possible.
All right, so you guys make your way back into the end carriage, and you see Lady Bryant. She's still disguised in her her armor, but she sees the two of you and subtly gestures to go to the very back of the carriage.
Yep. Tentacles there.
There, you see the gambler. He's still completely in a suit of armor. He's overlooking the back of the train, the tracks tumbling down, or going fast below you guys. So, you guys have fun on your adventure. What'd you find?
A little bit of fun. So it looks like in box 34 there is actually people in there. They're carrying something. They want to keep hush-hush. And then the voice sounded very familiar, as we've seemed to have encountered them before, but I can't quite place it.
Interesting. So there's.
Also, it seems like whatever it is, it can't die, or if it dies, it's gonna revive somehow.
He, as you tell him that, you see him shift in his armor a little bit. Intrigued by that fact. Can't die. Now, that's really interesting.
And the car is armored more than any other on this train.
That makes sense. Whenever there's specialized cargo, whether it be something volatile or something of really, really high value, they'll bring around a armored car or have one secured away just for such purposes.
Oh, and it looks like a couple of guards have recognized Galahad. We've slowed him down, but about it.
So it sounds like we might have a welcoming party here soon enough.
Yeah, well, they've got to get through 2 locked doors.
Well, they probably won't be too brash about it, seeing as how if they damage the train or something gets worse, worst case scenario, these carts get decoupled and get trapped in here in the abyss. So they're probably going to be cautious about it. They might find other ways around, but.
Well, I tried talking him out of it, that he's here on official business, but they don't seem to buy it. Seems they've got a beef with the Brimstone.
Well, that is. I guess we should keep an eye out, but really, my main interest is in this special cargo. Said that whatever it is, it's most likely alive. It's a living creature. What really intrigues me? Go ahead.
With the king, does he have a known? Has he any known ability that he can't die?
The king, no. He is, by all intents and purposes, a fairly normal fiend. He's a fairly normal demon. That being said, though, there are many demon lords that have the power or the ability to either manipulate their own mortality or those around them. And from my memory, the Lord of the Outer Ring, Yalbanoth, possesses such an ability.
The fact they would be transporting in is even more, and doing it in secret.
Yes, I'm not. If this really is Yalbanoth we're talking about, whoever he has under working with him, well, his special power is the power of apathy. The unwillingness to do anything, really. And that also extends out into people's material and material forms as well. So, normally when you would die from, let's say, being stabbed through the heart, your soul won't leave your body as it normally should. It does not have the energy or willpower to do so. That being said, though, your body, your vessel, will still be heavily damaged.
The fact that it's going to the Garden Ring. This headache in itself.
Well, if Yalbanoth really is on this train, let's hope that that whoever he has working with him stays in that boxcar.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling it's one of the groups that have tried offering us a few times in our trips.
I would not be surprised.
Familiar.
Maya, do you want to make, or Galahad, or both of you guys want to make a history check?
Yep.
With advantage.
History is intelligence, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
That'd be a 14.
Alright. And
Would be 10.
10. Okay. Maya. As you try to think hard on that voice as to who it belongs to, you're thinking back out of all of the people and the fiends you've met so far, and while you aren't exactly able to tell who it is, you do recall. You think the last time you heard that voice was when you were in Hollyvara.
I'm from Holy. I only met a couple of people while in Hollyvara. Guildma, the person for the clock fit.
I met a lot of people there.
Yeah.
You did. I met a lot of merchants.
Could be a merchant. Could also be someone from some other stuff too.
On the stadium.
It's someone we all heard, right?
Yes.
So the demon who did the explosion in the middle of the people?
Maybe. You guys really aren't quite sure. Mainly because the voice was muffled but familiar.
The only two people we personally interacted that we all have in common is the guard at the stadium
Mm-hmm.
for the entrance. And that's the only one that I can remember, except for the person that blew the stadium apart.
Interesting. The gamblers. Well,
But go ahead, we're there for that one.
no, but the person who blew the stadium up, he was I mean he was in the center of the stadium, yeah, because he was playing a song, and when the brimstones were inside the thing, you could still hear the songs going on.
I'm honestly having a mind blank.
The gambler, after thinking about it some more, well, whatever that special cargo is, there's a good chance the moment we get into station will be the last. Will be the last time we'll probably get our. Will be the last chance we get at grabbing it. So if you guys want to get this, it's gonna have to be before we arrive. Otherwise, we could try to sit back and whatever that is, if Yabanov's really in there, let him and whatever else he's working with go on.
I'm out of spells, right? And getting past that watcher, pain in the arse.
Yeah. Thankfully, we still have probably about another day and a half before the train arrives. So if you guys want to rest.
Well, your stream crashed.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but if you restart it, it should be good. Let me restart this.
I think it's easier if we just troll them out of the freaking train. We have enough ways of doing
Yeah, true.
So, I missed that, sorry. There, Rob?
I think it's easier if we just troll them off the train. We have enough ways of doing this anyway.
Yeah, but missing people, all that. This way I want to keep them, because I can continuously shift my form into a different look. I've come across a lot of people.
Oh, okay, but I don't think I can like say anything then, because they're probably just on my voice.
Including your height, weight, it's just sound of your voice, hair length, coloration, characteristics.
Oh, okay.
So I can turn you into Mr. Joe whoever for an hour.
Yeah.
My name is Joe. I think I'm gonna throw myself into the void already.
So what spell are you using, Maya?
Alter Self.
Alter Self? Okay. And that lasts for an hour?
Yes, I have concentration for that hour. But that's an hour.
Okay.
And I've got 2 uses of it I can use. Troll the shit out of these people.
Alright, so you cast then Alter Self on Galahad and make him look into generic soldier number 1.
And I shift myself, my looks completely to look like a different one through my shape-shifting ability.
Okay.
Generic soldier number 1.
Number
Name
2.
is Keen, by the way.
So yeah. Hey, you know what? We can even... no, how the fuck do I do Morse? There is
This is why you don't trust the kitsune. It can be anyone and anyone that I have come in contact with before. Or I can be a completely different person by the looks that I've gathered by appearance.
Alright. So, you guys are now properly...
deep intrusion.
Yep, exactly. So do you guys want to make your way back to the dining car, or do you guys just want to try to long rest? Try to throw
Just try the long rest.
Okay.
Yeah, try to long rest.
You guys are over here.
We're gonna need a full kit and caboodle if we're gonna do this and really think on it.
Yeah. So as you guys are sitting down, just trying to get some shut-eye, eventually you notice the 3 fiends. I'm just gonna grab the main one, but you see the door open at the north end, on the front end of from the train, and you see the 3 fiends come in. A bunch of the other soldiers look up, see what's going on before they look back down and go back to what they were doing. You see each of them going in one by going to each booth, is sort of looking around, poking their heads about as they continue down the aisle. Oh, hi there. They eventually make their way out to the back. The gamblers is still there, just sort of enjoying the moment.
Here.
Yeah, the view. But after not seeing Galahad and everyone else wearing the exact same armor, frustrated, they leave the cart.
Well, I guess that worked.
One works so often.
Alright, and you guys get a long rest. Put everyone back into their respective booths. Alright. Everyone got their long rest in?
Yep.
Okay, good. Alright, so after you guys... what do you guys do during the long rest?
Napping a little.
Just catching some shut-eye?
Yep.
I'm trying to come to terms with the feelings I have now for the next hour. After the thing passes, I'm still just having a mental.
But I have Watson on guard for Galahad, so if those 3 come back, he will be in such a
Something Twitch, like... Alright, I think the stream should be back up, guys.
Yep.
Alright, good. Don't know what that was about. Okay. So now that the long rest is through, what would you guys like to do?
What do we do, Galahad?
I guess we can go back then to the thing, to the cards, and try to see if we can enter it.
Okay.
No, it made a loud enough noise on it that it goes inside and come out.
I was thinking more like getting your flying right and just going under the thing.
Yeah, there's a couple options here.
We
Yeah.
can also use the flying rug to probably pass around the watchman without him noticing.
Well, if we go under with the train, the entire up to that, we get up to that carriage. Like getting across the top of the train, and then trying to get under would be an interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because there are ladders on all of these passenger cars, which allow you to get on to the other roofs.
Yeah,
So
getting up there using the carpet to move us along, so we don't make any noise on the roof. We're gonna need every bag of tricks we.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as you guys are debating on what you want to do, you feel the cart, the wagon, or fucking the carriage. There we go. Jolt in a direction as you hear the brakes screeching on all of the wagons. You see light coming from the windows as you see the sparks coming from the brakes, and then the train comes to a halt.
Say they're coming from rates or.
No, the train has come to a halt. There were sparks from the just flavor there with the sparks and everything.
What is going on?
Well,
You-
I guess our plan just had to be got some brakes on this. Huh?
Where's the brakes?
You start hearing the guards mumble as they are all, as if they were sleeping. They're now jolted awake. They start mumbling, asking about what's going on. The gambler and Lady Bryant. They get up from their seats. And they get up to nearby. They scoot into your guys' booths. It's a little bit packed, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine though because Balasar's still in gecko form.
He's stuck in gecko.
Genie tools. Let's make him smaller. There we go. All right. So the gambler, he says to you guys, This ain't good. I'm gonna be real with you. We do not.
This doesn't happen.
This normally doesn't happen. No, you do not want to be caught dead out here in the abyss already. Sure, we are in the relative safety of the carriage here, but there's a reason most fiends and mortals don't come back from the abyss. But it's the only real alternative way to get through the rings outside of the ring gates. And more often than not, it's relatively safe. But every once in a while, when trains do come to a halt, there's always some bad stuff that goes on. And you notice Lady Bryant's servant, Hana, goes and locks the door here and stands guard. Now, I don't know how long the train's going to be out for, but whatever it is, we need to stay put here. Okay? And then once he's...
No problem. It's not like we can go anywhere either.
And then once he's done talking to you guys, the gambler gets up and he starts talking to the other soldiers, telling them to snuff out any candles, to close any windows, and to lock the other door. And some soldiers comply, and while the rest sort of stay there, confused, wondering what the hell's going on.
Maya's a little confused with what's going on herself.
All right, and once the doors are locked and the candles are snuffed out, it's fine. The gambler comes back to you guys. So, I doubt this is an accident. There aren't any stops along the way out here, and it has to take multiple systematic failures for a train to come to a stop. So unless something's going up at the locomotives up there, like I said, it's best for us to stay put and to try to be quiet. Otherwise, the things that live in the abyss will start to come on out. And right as you guys say that, the next car ahead of you guys, you start to hear gunshots.
Do we see anything out the windows, or?
Oh, God damn it! Why does that happen? Yeah. Do you want to make a perception check?
You're asking someone with the highest perception in the party. That would be a 24.
24?
11.
Damn. All right. So you peek behind the curtain, the little curtain on the window there, just to take a look outside. And it's pitch black, and so you aren't exactly able to see their full forms, but you do see shadows moving in the night. Do you have dark vision, actually, Maya?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So as you are peering out, as you look down and above and within your dark vision range, to put it that way, you see these creatures. They have as little as 4 limbs, and some you see have up as much to 8. But they are mostly transparent, except for the fact of their organs. They have transparent skin and muscles, and also, yeah. So you just see their organs, and for what you can presume are their bones. Their bones don't look like normal bones.
I'm just keeping an eye on their movements while peeking, being quiet as I possibly can.
Yeah, you guys keep hearing gunshots and fighting and screaming coming in from the next car over, and you see one guard comes up. It's a guard you guys don't recognize. Comes up to the door, banging, pleading for help. Screaming, please, please let me in there. There's so many of them out here, please.
Does he look, from what we can see, does he look like he's got anything attached to him or no?
You can't really quite tell, but before anyone's able to get to the door and open it, you hear a scream as he's drug off.
Oh, he's dead. Good to know him. I want to know that.
The cart, the wagon, the carriage in front of you. After a couple of more minutes, the last couple of gunshots ring out before there is eerie silence. You still hear some of the soldiers in this wagon whispering to each other. You see a lot of them are holding on close to their weapons, ready in case they start to break in to the wagon here.
Myers just gets into the car, silently moves into the center corridor, and pulls out her custom gun, waiting.
Okay.
Since it actually doesn't use actual sound to fire. There's no cocking of the trigger or anything. It's just ready.
Galahad, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to hold one of the doors closed, just in case.
The one that leads out into the end here, or the one that goes into the wagon over?
The one in the back, to the end of the train.
Okay. You go to the other side of the door with Hana, who is still is in his guard uniform, but you can sort of see through like the joints some of his robotic bits. Alright, and then can both of you make another perception check?
Okay. Perception time.
32.
32? Okay.
Minus 10.
10.
Just 10.
Alright, so Maya, as you are making your way slowly down the hall, you hear scurrying and scuttering along the outside of the train. And then you start to hear it on the roof above you. And while all of the windows are closed down here, there's no blinds or anything on these top windows here. And so as you look up, you see these... you see some little white dots coming in from the window when it's above, and then you see more and more of these white dots peering down. find a good...
I try and get the gambler's attention and try and give him a subtle gesture to up top.
Okay. The gambler, he reaches towards his weapon and looks up. And since you guys are in the middle aisle, a lot of the other soldiers also take this time to look up, and they start seeing the abyssal fiends. Go ahead.
That doesn't sound good.
And then, let's see. Collective roll here. How low do they hold their composure? They don't. That's a 6. And so, before long, a shot rings out from one of the. We'll go with those a little bit more posture-like. So yeah, a shot rings out, breaking through the glass here, and then the creatures start to crawl in, and they're crawling over the roof and on the walls. They start to from one of the ones up top, this one right here, just to mark it, that one. What do you guys want to do now that they're starting to infest the train car? They're just sort of going at whoever they can find.
I look at the gambler. What's he doing?
The gambler.
Didn't they?
What was that?
They shot out one of the top windows or
top windows? Yeah.
Side?
The top windows are a little bit smaller, but these guys, you notice their forms are fairly gelatin-like, to where they're able to.
Would I be able to reach up and use mending on it?
You can try, but yeah. To refer back to another question, you look back at the gambler, and he is moving very slowly, and he just pulls up a finger to his metal visor, ushering you to just sort of be quiet.
Yeah, I try to be as quiet as possible. I'm just trying to think. Get up there.
So as you guys are holding still, the rest of of this carriage, you see guards fighting, stabbing these fiends and shooting them. There's a fight at this point going on. What do you, Maya, what do you instruct Watson to do?
I tell him to stay still.
Alright. I'd imagine he does a pretty good job at that.
Oh, yes.
Alright. Galahad, as you see the commotion going up in the in the car, you start to hear scratching and banging on the door you're at. Is there anything you want to do?
I'm gonna follow what Maya is doing and stand still too.
Okay. Lady Bryant, she does a couple of hand gestures, and Hana also seems to understand what's going on. And so the door flings open, and you see a couple of more of these abyssal fiends running through the door.
To follow sound, correct?
Go ahead and make a nature check as you are observing these fiends.
21.
21. Okay. So from what you can gather, they are drawn by sound. Pretty yes as well, because it seems as you are holding still in place, you see a couple of these fiends running around, and one gets fairly up close to you, but it doesn't attack you because you see it has eyes, but as it lives in the darkness for so long, it is not as well developed for seeing in light, and with the shots ringing out and everything, it gets distracted by that more than everything else. So sound and smell would be its main.
This catapult spell from the weapon have launches an item. It doesn't have an initial sound of point till it hits something.
Okay.
They've come through a door, correct?
Yeah, they've come through the back door, and they're also coming in through this other door now as well. They've busted that one down as well.
What I'm thinking of doing is aiming the for the handmade one that has the catapult spell on it,
Mm-hmm.
and aiming it at the other carriage to basically create a sound, rule them out.
Okay. So as the fighting starts to die down, as the remaining soldiers in here die or continue to hold quiet, either because they're bleeding out or they're smart enough, you aim into the next cart over, and you what does it shoot exactly?
It shoots a it's any object of 10 pounds.
Okay, so just like a rock or something.
It's basically a little ball bearing.
A ball bearing. Okay, so you shoot and you hit a wall. One of the next carriage over a wall in there, and as it hits the wall, it makes a along with some of the plaster and chunks falling off, and you see a lot of the fiends, the abyssal fiends, run on into the wagon over, on all of their limbs, just sort of climbing through whatever. You see some climb out the windows and run along the side of the wagon. Even though they still are human, humanoid, quote unquote, they look more akin to spiders when they're climbing along the walls, with how many limbs they have and unnatural they seem. And after the last of these abyssal fiends run to investigate the sound and the carriage, you guys are left once again alone. Dozens of soldiers lay dead in the cars here. The carriage is littered with bullet holes and blood, and you also see dead abyssal fiends lying around as well for the ones they were successfully able to hit.
Well,
Yes,
that
trying to
could
close
have
the
been
door.
better.
Try and give the sign to close the door quietly for the back one, as I try to quietly use Mage Hand to close the other one.
Okay. Galahad, roll a sleight of hand for me.
Remember that +4.
Okay. Sleight of hand. You're not gonna believe this. 11 again.
Another 11.
+4. If you haven't
Plus
added
4.
it.
Plus 4, so 15.
Okay. So,
Also,
I
is it a safe throw? Or...
no, it's not a saving throw.
Okay.
So you
Got it.
you close you try to close the door, but the lock's broken, so it's not really able to stay in place. But you are able to put it back to where it's not open to the outside.
Okay.
All right. And then it's a similar situation with the door at the front of the carriage. You are able to shut it, but it won't be locked because the lock is broken.
Can I use mending on that?
Sure.
Yep.
All right.
Mend it. But
So you mend it, and you are able to put the lock into place. You slowly sort of turn the lock until it eventually you aren't able to turn it anymore, and you gather it's locked.
as I go, making sure there's none of the others thing, and I'm gonna cast Aura of Vitality. It's a 30-foot radius centered on myself, and as I go along, checking the guards, if there's one that's about to kick the bucket, I'm gonna use my bonus action to allow them to regain 2d6 hit points.
Okay.
And I'm
Also-
systematically going through.
Has it been more than a minute since the ones that died are dead? No.
Yes.
Okay.
And I should mention too, as they were fighting, outside of just sort of trying to tear at them with their claws and trying to bite them, you noticed they were also what seemed to be sucking some sort of essence out of them. You aren't sure whether it was their magic or their soul, but some sort of ethereal essence from these guards that chose to fight. But Maya, as you are going through, go ahead and roll a d6 for me. Just 1d6, no mods. Okay. So as you are going through, you are able to successfully get into proper fighting order. 3 guards, while the rest are stabilized.
That's all. At least they're stabilized, and
Yeah.
they're not screaming in agony as I'm moving through to get to that back door to mend it.
Yeah, there are still about a dozen or a dozen and a half that are dead. But you're able to do what you can, and eventually you meet up stealth, slowly with light foot. You're able to make your way over to Galahad, and you head into the back door's lock.
Up a window.
Okay. That worked out until now. I'll be right back, by the way.
Okay. All right. So after things settle down, the gambler approaches you guys. Here, go ahead and do in the back here. And we'll go ahead and wait for Rod to join us.
Glad Aura Vitality actually came in handy.
What does Aura of Vitality do specifically?
It's a 30-foot radius centered on self, concentration up to a minute. Healing energy radiates from you in an aura of 30-foot radius. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. You can use your bonus action to cause a creature in the aura, including you, to regain 2d6 hit points.
Okay.
Hence why I cast it, and then I was slowly moving through, healing those that were... It's a nice little spell for a 3rd level.
Yeah, it's a really good healing support spell.
So I've still got my wand, so I just got any other person then just poke.
Yeah.
How do I feel like a Hogwarts teacher?
Welcome back. Didn't miss much. The gambler is talking with you guys in the back here. All right. He's talking in low and almost whispery tones. All right. So, we still need to be careful. But I feel like now would be a good time to make our way forward.
Staying low near the tracks. Watching these things.
Exactly. And if possible, we can try to make our way up to the locomotive and see what the hell's going on.
West. Assess the damage throughout the carts. Looks like the cart in front of us is gone.
Yeah, whoever's in there are either dead or sitting, probably pissing their pants. Wonder if those fiends that were following you guys are still around.
Hilariously ironic. It'd be ironic, to say the least.
It's like, well, I think it's probably best to try to stay inside the carriage when you can, seeing as how if you go outside, you're practically, well, just try to stay quiet, and I'll make sure everything here stays on lockdown.
Open. I think the carpet's going to be the better one. We can stay quiet. I can see where these things are out there. The next carriage is littered with them.
Yeah. I will say that they, as far as I'm aware, they don't have any spells or anything to shoot you down with, even if they do see you. But it makes it hard to land once they do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's best we start to go now.
All right. I wish you all the best of luck. All right. So do you guys want? What do you guys like to do?
I say we go with the flying rugged into the locomotives from the back and into the locomotives.
Okay.
If we lay on the carpet, the two of us, there'd be enough room underneath the train for us to glide across underneath.
Between the tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would definitely be a bit of a tight fit, but you could. Be enough to and thankfully, seeing as how the train isn't in motion, you don't have to worry about getting caught up in any of the mechanisms. So, but you would have to go through a little bit slower than you normally would.
I would say we do that.
Okay, all the way up to the locomotives.
Yep.
All right. So you guys hop on to the flying rug, and you are able. You guys hop down to the edge here and deploy the rug. You guys hop on it and lay prone as you the lug slowly makes its way under all of the carriages, and as you guys are going by. You start to see some blood leaking in from some of the wagons seeping out from the doors and through the floor. That being said, though, once you guys make it past the once you guys make it past the carriages to where the watchman is. You guys don't really see him, but you hear him grunting and fighting as you hear blades slash and you see dead fiends, dead abyssal fiends falling into the abyss. I have to grab Balasar. But after a couple of minutes, about 10 minutes, you make your way to the locomotives. What would you guys like to do?
Stay on the rug still, but slowly moving up towards the cabin, just to see what's going on, if the doors have been broken or not.
Alright, so there are 3. There's the rear one, the middle one, and the front one.
Systematically just checking them.
Okay. So as you make your way to the this first one here in the back, make a Investigation check for me, say.
18.
18.
Me
Okay.
too, or just me?
If you want to as well, yes. Go for it, Galahad.
You could assist, which would give me a second dice roll.
You could do that as well if you want to give the help action.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the help action.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again.
That'd be 19.
19. Okay. So as you check or are investigating this first cabin here, you notice there's the lock on this one has been tampered with. You see a couple of scratch marks around the lock, and as you go inside, you find the train conductors that were in there are dead. Their blood has been pooled onto the floor at this point. Their body's still warm,
Yeah, I give the
relatively warm.
dead signature.
What was that?
I give Galahad the hand signal of dead.
Okay. Good to know, please.
Alright, and so while you're in this front train cabin, is there anything else you guys would want to do? Yeah, the bulk of the engine is behind you guys. This is where...
I'm gonna check the computers just to see if this was a stop done by the system or by the drivers themselves.
Okay. So, as you pull up to this first computer, you see there's an error on the computer in Infernal. You aren't exactly able to decipher what it is. You see it's just error 303.
He don't have Infernal. Do you have Infernal, Galahad?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Could you please translate?
Okay. So
Alright.
I'll translate what it's written because I definitely don't know how to use this thing.
Sure. So as you read the error 303, it is saying that and there's some sort of synchronization wrong with the engines, and where you have to, in order to solve this issue, you have to find the service book. Synchronization error 303. You have to find pretty much like the equivalent of like a driver's manual.
Driver's manual?
Yeah. That would have all of the error info and everything.
Okay, is there cupboards in here or not?
In some of these stations, there are a couple of drawers and doors, and in them, you find a manual. And of course, it's written in Infernal, but after skimming through the manual, you find the error section, and then you come across synchronization error 303, to which in essence you have to do a reboot on all connected engines at the same time.
Yep. If I remember correctly, go ahead. Your telepath works for an X range, correct?
5 times my level.
Okay.
Not to 45 feet.
Actually, 10 times my level.
The
So
90 feet.
90 feet.
I can set up one of my
12,
homunculus
18
here.
tiles.
How to do the thing. We move up to the next ones. Sit you in the middle one if no one's alive. Then we can try and do a restart of the system.
Watson.
Once we know the situation of the other two trains.
I'm just grabbing Watson real quick. Never mind. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so you guys want to go investigate the next locomotive?
Yeah. Basically,
Okay.
I leave a homunculus here with the knowledge of how to do the reset when given the command.
Okay. And so, in
Notice
essence,
there's 3 of them.
yeah, the trains, yeah.
I thought it was only 2.
No, there's 3. So, in essence, what you guys have to do is like a manual reboot of the system, and then once you do that, you guys can then fiddle around with the rest.
And using your telepathic ability, we can communicate with my Shikigami back here if you're in the second train. So using this sort of chain.
Have this one be the little homunculus over there. Okay. Hey, come on.
Yep, that's about right. That's best suits the homunculus I can make.
Why do you know?
Well, the homunculus can look like anything, so it could be a floating head with hands.
Yeah, you know what? One right there. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so as you guys leave this rear locomotive, and as you guys go up to the middle one, you guys want to go in through the left or through the right?
From where we are, can we see if there's the doors are open or not, or?
Yeah, so from here you guys see this door here, the left one is left open, and you see some more blood that's pooling out onto the ground.
Okay, slowly go up, being quiet, dodge these things.
Okay. Roll a stealth check for me.
I'm gonna stay back so I don't cause any trouble and wait for her to say that it's clear.
Okay.
18.
18? Okay. Alright, so as you stealthily approach this second locomotive, you see a pool of blood leaking down the stairs. And you see 2 more dead engineers. One hunched over on the on this lever here. The other one has a hole in the back of his head, slumped over the computer.
So, doing a check to make sure they're dead. Dead.
Yes.
Not playing.
Yeah. Unless you have a way to revive dead. Yeah, they're dead.
So I give the notice that they're dead, and it's clear.
Okay. All right, and then once you guys get into here, once again you see the same issue, the synchronization error, 303. What do you guys like to do?
Then I need Galahad. Here's the relay. Still got one train to go.
Alright. So,
The lever that I was over, was it the reset lever or not?
no, that was the brake lever.
Pull the brake.
Why would
Is
he
there-
pull the brakes?
Or did he get pushed on it by accident?
Yeah. Gotta move up to the next train, see what's going on in the front.
Okay. Alright, so Galahad, are you staying behind, or do you want to go up with Maya and then make your way back?
I'm gonna sing this one, ready to press the reset one.
Okay.
Happens,
Alright.
Checking which doors open on this one.
Neither of them.
Okay, I go up.
Make
To the left.
a perception check for me.
19.
Okay, so as you are making your way up, you hear some noise coming in from this front locomotive cabin. You hear some shuffling around, although you don't exactly see what it is.
If I peek in the window, do I see anything?
Yeah, make right here. So as you peek into the window here, you see a figure dressed in black and red. They are looks like they're fiddling around with something on the computers, along with trying to clean up a little bit some of the mess he's made.
Okay, there are bodies on the ground, are there?
Yeah, 2 more dead engineers.
Basically, the Galahad, through the telepathy, we've got our culprit who shut the train down. Up here.
anything special happened to him?
Now he's killed the drivers.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and open the door. Let's see if I can get these specters to attack him.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Dexterity. That'd be an 18.
An 18. Okay. So you're able to open the door without this person noticing. They've got their back to you. It's a fiend of sorts.
Do I recognize the outfit? It doesn't look like a guard's outfit.
It is not a guard's outfit, no. Although, make a history check. It is familiar to you. Or it's familiar to you, but not. What was that?
30-20.
A dirty 20. Okay. So as you are looking at this outfit, the gears start to turn in your head as you're trying to remember where you've seen or heard this outfit described, and you recall that the last time you recall something like this was in Oldstead. The most notable thing you see is the fiend's beige hat. What do you do?
As he's there tapping away, I've closed the door behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, what the little joy you've got going?
How
many deaths will it take for you to get what you wish?
He's startled for a moment before he turns back to you. He doesn't say a word, but you see he gets his weapon ready to strike you down.
Oh, come now, I'm not here for a fight. I just want to know what you're doing. We can both go our separate ways.
Unlikely. And he attempts to attack you. What's your AC?
16.
16? Okay. So he hits you, dealing... Let's see here. Dealing 18 damage. And as he's doing that, he makes his way out to the front of the train. Or let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. What would you like to do?
I see where he's going. Does it look like he's got a way out besides going forwards?
You aren't quite sure, but from when you recall back in Oldstead, the way you guys lost him was through a window, and he seemed to have either gone up or down using some sort of rappel or grapple or something. So, is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm gonna, because those things are still around up here, aren't they?
Yes. You haven't noticed any around the front here with the locomotives. They've mainly been in the back where the passengers are. 'Cause that's where the majority of the noise is coming from.
So, since he's hit me, I'm gonna hit him back with my catapult cannon.
Okay. So as he's making his as he's like leaving out the back, you can make an attack.
That is a critical.
A critical? All right. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Do I double the dice or just double the damage?
Double the total you roll.
Oh shit! 10d8. This poor bugger's gonna be sore in the morning. Just getting a piece of paper so I can write all this down.
Alright, so what's the damage?
57 damage of
50,
bludgeoning.
57, okay. So, I guess it doesn't really matter which one. 57, okay.
I rolled
Alright.
pretty decent.
Yeah. And was that before or after the crit?
That's the full crit.
That's okay. Alright, so as he's making his way out, you're able to raise your force cannon and you blast him in the back. He stumbles a bit as he goes through the door down here, and stumbling a bit down towards the front. Do you pursue?
Yeah, I move up, ready to
Okay.
line step and shot. I gave him a way out. He chose violence. All I can think is just the Terminator music playing.
Alright, go ahead.
I gave you a choice. Now you've made it difficult for yourself. As the weapon gets cocked, the second shot gets ready to go.
He looks back at you and says, "This doesn't concern you."
True, but you stopped the train that we were trying to go through. All I'm here is to start the train again. You could have been on your way without a conflict. But you decided to attack.
It's a bad idea.
To start
For
the train.
everyone, yes.
Why? Because of what's in Cargo 37?
No. Because trains are loud. And he, and with that, he hops over the front. And he's going to attempt to make his way. 18, okay. Alright. And as you see him dodge, or not dodge, he jumps off the front and lands on the tracks. And then as you rush up to see where he goes, you see that he's jumped through the tracks, but you hear a as you hear something lodge into something below you, and you hear the clanking of chains, and you hear a couple of more of those similar effects going back, probably back towards the other end of the train. While this is going on, Galahad, is there anything you'd like to do?
I would just like send a message telepathically to my hey, what's going on? Do you need help? Should we start the sequence already?
I don't know, as it is. Do you remember a guy jumping out of a window in Olstead at all that you were chasing?
Well, I don't remember chasing him. I remember Valsar and Hector talking about it.
Yeah,
Well,
the green-eyed fiend.
Just 1 second. Is Valsar still as a gecko on my
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, as Galahad says that, he just looks at the gecko and he's like, what the fuck? Why didn't it turn back yet?
Good question. Alright, but yeah, you see Valsar as the gecko gets flustered a little bit when you mention that.
Anyway, let's just finish the restart of the train.
Train conductors from up here. I have the gems to do it.
What are you trying to do with the gems and the conductors?
Revivify one of the guys in here in the carriage. 'Cause it's well within time frame.
Okay.
Because I've got a lot of stuff sitting in this bag.
All right. Are you casting Revivify or?
Yes, after closing the doors and locking them.
Okay. So with these two up front, there's. Here, let me go ahead. I'll just grab. No, I'll go with astronaut here. 'Cause why the fuck not? Okay.
Improvising.
Yeah. So you're able to. Let me look at Revivify. Revivify.
I do have it here. At least for me, it says only 1 minute after they die.
Okay. So, there are you're able to choose one. There's the one that's at the front console here, and the one that's at the back console.
The one at the console looks like the driver.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. So you cast Revivify on the one on the front here. You see the wound has healed, and you hear.
Brad Muffley's voice just so that we don't attract anyone.
So what the fuck's going on? Oh, I thought I died.
Well, it's your lucky day someone actually had the spell to revive someone.
So I did die?
Yes, but I brought you back because we need someone to get this train moving again, and you're the only surviving cabin crew.
And as you see that, he is taking stock of the system and looking at the error. Oh, fuck.
But two other people in the other two trains that can do the manual restart. I just need to give them the signal.
Oh, all right. You see, he gets a couple of things ready. Oh, what? Before he is about to commence, he looks at you and asks, "Was the train attacked?"
Yes. They're everywhere. They've already taken out several cars. The rear car is the only one we can confirm that's still living.
Oh, God.
And that Watcher is doing its best to fight off a ton of them.
Yeah, the Watcher will buy us time, but you only have so much energy before you burn out. All right.
Yes.
Go ahead and tell them before we get started to press this red button, and he gestures.
I'll give the message to relay.
Okay. All right. So Galahad, you receive that info to press the red button has a little glass case over it that says "Do not touch. Emergency only."
Okay, am I supposed to press that button? Is that it?
That's the button.
Yes.
You'll have to relay Homunculus as well, so we'll try and sync.
So I open the glass case and I get ready to press the button.
Okay. And so the engineer, he flips open the case and presses down on the button, and you see the windows of the car and the door, these metal shutters come on down to as an additional layer of protection. You go.
Yep. Just relaying it.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
I press a button and I pass the info to the homunculus to do the same.
Alright, and you press the button, Galahad, and the same thing goes on. Effectively, the cabin goes on lockdown. All the doors are clamped shut with additional barriers. Same goes with the windows. The front window has a little bit of a slit in it, to where you can still see out of it, although it's going to be quite hard. Away. Say, all right, and the engineer looks to you. All right. Do the others in the other carts know what to do?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Be ready, Daniel.
All right. Once we get the system activated, make sure all the brakes are off.
Yep.
And then he gestures at the lever to the left of the computer, but the out of the two, it's the right second. And we need to push up on that one first, and then the other one, and that will engage the engine to go forward.
Yep. Good word. I'll let the others know to get that done. So relaying it so they make sure the brake's in the right position.
Okay. All right, Galahad. You hear that info?
I want to look around and be sure that the brakes are correct.
Okay. The body is still slumped over the brake.
Okay, I'm gonna move the body.
Okay. You move the body and presumably pull the brake and release it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good.
Okay, brakes are ready.
All right.
I believe the one on the homunculus is alright.
Yeah.
The brakes either way.
Okay.
Yep.
As you guys are about to start, you start to hear scurrying along the outside, and along the metal grates that are going down, and that have gone down. You hear scurrying of feet along the walls and the roof.
We're gonna need to start off soon.
Okay. Can you guys roll a sleight of hand check for me?
Oof. Okay. 1 second.
I'm rolling for the engineer.
That is a 22.
22? Okay. Galahad?
Oh, that's a 4.
Okay. So the engineer gives the command to start the engine, to start the synchronization, and he goes through it just fine. The homunculus in the rear also goes through it just fine as well. Knows exactly what it's doing. It's like bread and butter. But Galahad, as you are looking at it, you aren't quite affiliated with these systems here, and so you take a little bit too long during the process to fully synchronize, and so the error still persists. But the engines do lurch forward a little bit. Yeah.
Great, I'm a boomer.
All right.
Everything okay back there, Galahad?
I just got a bit confused. That's all.
With advantage here. Okay. Yeah, then he's like, all right, we need to try. Let's just keep on trying this. Hopefully, yep. 1, 2, 3. And go ahead and roll.
18.
18 plus 3.
All right,
21.
good. And so with the with this next try here, you hear the engines churn, and they start to roar to life. As you see the system, the air dissipates, and you see the system start to boot up. And you see the engineer, after the system is done booting up, he starts pushing and pulling some other levers and doing some pressing down on some buttons. All right, we should be on the move again here. We'll have to play it safe. Give it about 10 minutes for the train to gain speed and to throw off any additional abyssals. Yeah. You see he jumps into the other seat behind him and starts fiddling around with some of the stuff there as well.
I'm just keeping an eye, because he's only got 1 hit point right now. The doctor in my area is going, hey, did I patch him up right? He's a fiend. I'm not used to fiends.
I mean, he's still kicking, so.
Still kicking. Not for long. But he's still kicking.
Yeah. Galahad, roll a perception check for me.
Oh, fuck.
With advantage, since Valisar will be helping you.
Oh, you got this gecko is just pointing out things to you.
Yeah.
It's a 23.
A 23. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I got
once.
crits, actually.
All right. So as you're going in through, once you finished up the sequence, you sit back and just sort of watch as the system is going through its running diagnostics and everything. You hear scurrying along the outside through the little slit in the armored barrier. You see some movement there. You see one fiend sort of just standing there looking around. You see his some of his like organs, since he has transparent skin and everything. And then you see another error pop up on the screen. Valve error 22.
Do I have the manual with me?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check to see what's going on.
16.
16. Okay, so you pull the manual out. You skim through the a lot of the stuff there, a lot of the diagnostics, and you see valve error 22 is there's a broken valve in the engine, and while it still may properly function, if not treated, it could lead to some of the fuel going in to where places it should not go.
Okay, I want to relay the info to Maya. For her
Relay to Dean.
to pass to the... Yeah.
Playing Chinese whispers here.
Alright, so you receive the info. Maya, what would you like to do?
I relay it to the driver to find out what we should do.
That's not good. I'll tell you that much. It means that there's a they tore off one of the panels and started to mess around with the engine and some of the cables. Hopefully, it's not too bad of a leak, but in order to fix it, we'll have to disable lockdown on the wagons here, or the locomotives.
I don't think that'd be a good idea until we're clean away from them.
Yep.
I can get back to the cars. I just want to know where this leak is.
Number 22. Well, it's going to be. He pulls up a diagram of the train. It's this rear right compartment. He points at. There's going to be some pipes, and you should be able to identify the leak. But I do warn you. There's a good chance there might be a couple of those abyssal fiends there wanting to chewing on it or whatever. So I wish you the best of luck. I'll disable lockdown just for a moment and immediately turn it back on. So once you're out there, you are on your own.
And I can get back in here in a moment if I need to.
All right. And so, as you he gets ready to he flips the case open again and is about ready to push the button. It's like, all right, about 5 seconds, 3,
Yep.
2, 1. He presses the button. Okay. Just
behind.
as the lockdown barriers open up and you're able to go through the door, he immediately closes once you shut the door, and you see crawling throughout the wagon or the locomotive are a whole bunch more of these abyssal fiends crawling about. You see there are some of these fiends as well toying around with the panels on there as well, sort of tugging at them. What would you like to do?
Brain moment. I'm gonna use the rifle I've got. Try and hit the back rail.
Okay, roll on a attack roll.
An 18 plus, God knows what.
Okay.
Plus 7? Yeah. Plus 9, sorry.
Alright, so you line a shot up, and you hit the rail, and you see a couple of the abyssal fiends run to investigate the noise.
Yep, as long as it has the one that's blocking the panel I need to get to go in there.
Yeah, so on this locomotive, everything looks fine, but from what you call it's Galahad's train that's having the error.
Since they've moved, I'm gonna try, because I know what's behind the cabin. I'm gonna try and vortex walk behind there.
Okay.
Since those things are out of the way. I am keeping track of my spells, so don't worry.
Alright, so you vortex warp to the other side of Galahad's cabin?
Yep.
Alright. There, you see multiple abyssal fiends. They've torn the panel open, and the bare electronics and piping are exposed. You see they're just sort of like chewing at it and clawing at it.
gonna try it again and try and draw him to the back.
Okay. Once again, roll.
7 plus
What was that?
26.
26. Okay.
I've got a painfully high to a hit.
All right. So once again, you shoot the back. It clinks off the metal railing, and you see a whole bunch more fiends interact with it. Okay.
Yeah,
So you make your way to the panel, and you see they've made a pretty. They've done a hefty amount of damage at the material there. It's going to take a little bit more than just mending to fix some of this stuff up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go. I was just saying, would I be able to? Because what were you gonna ask me to do?
I was just going to have you do a couple of checks.
Okay.
Go ahead and.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a intelligence check along with a sleight of hand check.
So on the
And then with-
intelligence check would be a 19,
Okay, good. And sleight of hand.
and will be an 17.
All right, and so you're looking at the panel there. You fix what you can with mending, and the remaining damage. You take a look at it and you think about what the best solution is to fixing it. There's once you get rid of the rest of the clutter and some of the scraps that was from the torn panel, you see a giant pipe that has a section is just completely missing, and so you're able to, along with some spare parts and some of the scrap metal from the panel itself, you're able to form an impromptu connection there.
So basically, out of the bag comes out a homunculus arm, and it's just basically got it. Like,
Yeah.
Get this.
Pretty much, and then you're able to attach the panel back on. Quite at this point, the engine's really starting to pick up speed, and the engine's quite loud, and so you're able to act without having to worry about getting caught. You just have to make sure that if when a fiend is, as you're working on this, as a fiend sort of walks by, you sort of slow down and be a lot more quieter. But other than that, you're able to fix the panel and the valve.
I basically mentally telepath Galahad just to make sure the error goes away.
Okay. Galahad.
Sorry.
So, after about 10 minutes, once you reported the error, you see the screen once again returns to normal.
Okay. Error gone, Maya. I don't know what you've done, but great job.
Right now, I think I'm gonna need new clothing. There's so many of the fucking things out here. Want to stare me right in the face?
Oh, just be thankful that the telepathy, the telepathical speaking, you don't make any sound.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I'm burning so many spells right now.
All right. Maya, what would you like to do now that you've repaired?
I've after that, try and get close towards the front to get back to the front car through Vortex Warp, leaving me with one spell left for the highest tiers.
Why didn't you just enter the car side on me?
The
Yeah,
lockdown's in effect.
Yeah, I mean, Galahad could lift the lockdown.
It's all good. I'd rather get back to the front engine with the Vortex Warp through the lockdown and know where he is.
Fair enough.
Alright. So, you make your way back. You knock on the door. He presses the button and just does it so fast that any of these abyssal fiends that would able to try to get in either get crushed or thrown off.
Well, they
So,
my boot face.
well, you looks like you were able to fix it, judging from the looks of it.
Oh yes, very patchwork.
Well, as long as it's working. Once we get the train up and running, I should be able to get an actual replacement part in. That being said, though, I think we should be about ready to get these fuckers off the train.
Yes.
And he gestures to have you sit in the rear seat there.
Yep.
So there's a blue button there. Can you read Inferno real quick or no?
No, I cannot.
No. All right.
The trans thing.
So that button right there is the it's just a single word, and the word is a repulsion, or it's two words, repulsion system. And so when you press that, now that the train has got enough speed and has enough power running through it, we should be able to activate the repulsion system, which should get these fuckers off.
Good. I'd rather see another one stare me so far in the face that I can smell its horrible, horrible breath.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and relay that information to the other cabins.
I relay that down through, so the Galahad knows, and then the homunculus knows.
All right.
The usual. Just
And so-
passing info.
Okay. And so once go ahead, you pass the info. You take a seat in the rear chair there, looking at the repulsion system button. It's lighting up, saying as how there's sufficient enough energy for it to activate. And you also you guys see as well a list on this system here. You see little squares pretty much representing each car, and each car is lit up, saying that it's good to go.
Yep.
And once you guys push the button down, there isn't a noise really, but you see a sort of a whitish aura emit from the center, the lower center of the train, or the midline, pretty much, and the fiends, the abyssal fiends, scream in agony as you see them jump off back into their natural habitat. Alright, and then can you guys as well make a Constitution save with advantage?
With advantage. That is 21.
21? Okay. You guys will only take half.
That's 20.
20. Okay, so you guys both succeed. So you'll only be. Their screams are absolutely horrendous. But seeing as how you guys are in these the lockdown, there's going to be a minimal effect. But you would imagine that if you weren't in here, your ears might be bleeding. So 19, half of 19. So you guys take a total of 10 damage.
Yep. Still peachy.
I think I just became tone deaf if I wasn't already.
All right, and with that, the engineer, he pushes the lockdown button. It's like, all right, that should have gotten rid of the any of those abyssal fiends. It emits at a certain magical frequency that really pisses them off.
Noted. The death of this one.
Yeah.
Here, I'll patch you up more so.
It's like, no, I'll be fine. And he reaches into a cupboard, pulls out some sort of ointment, and starts to apply it on himself. It's a special healing ointment, so just give it in a couple minutes for it to kick in, and I'll be handy dandy.
Take it. Will you need help getting this train to the station, or?
Eventually, I can only while I may be able to monitor the other locomotives, I would have to run down there, but that's still going to be another day trip away. So
It'd be best that we stay put for that entire time.
if you guys like, I should be able to take care of this locomotive here. So what do you guys like to do?
I'm gonna mental telepath to Galahad and see what he wants to do.
So we should stay and protect the locomotives, is that it?
Of course, we can take care, but to stop this train when it gets to the station, he's gonna need us all. I'm trying to get past that watcher
Again.
again.
I guess we could just stay in those, stay in the locomotives then for now. Unless you want to explore the 37.
I don't think we're gonna be able to do what we were gonna do at this point.
Maybe. Because if you guys were to take another long rest now, that'd still give you a couple of hours before you guys arrive at the station.
True.
And we can take a long rest in the cabin, you know,
Yeah.
with the locomotives.
Sure. Probably be best, and then go from there.
And I feel like this will be a good place to wrap up for now. You guys can get the long rest, and then we'll probably do D&D next weekend, because the weekend after I'm well, I'll be back in town, but yeah, it's gonna be a little bit complicated, but
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you
You
for
wanna
the
do it?
session.
yeah,
It's up to you how, if you've got stuff coming up and we're following, we can always rearrange as long as we have enough time to do so.
yeah. So, if you guys are available next Saturday, we can go ahead and aim for that.
Like, I'm
Probably
available
be.
every, so,
Okay, good.
because I work early morning, so I sleep before game.
Okay. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun here. You guys got
That was
introduced.
very interesting session, and a good way to stall anything major happening as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just give a buffer for the other person to join.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
It was fun stuff.
it was a fun way as well to introduce another type of fiend, the abyssal one, because
I was waiting to see what was in the Abyss as well.
yeah,
That's
because
interesting.
they have theoretically eons ago they were the same build as all the other ones, but their time here between the rings and has evolved, has changed them a lot, and so
Now they feel different.
yeah, no, they're built different. They can't cast any spells, but they've got ways to definitely fuck with your magic and your and your soul. So
Good thing we didn't fight any of them directly.
I just gotta love that cannon I made.
yeah.
Honestly, I'm just surprised that the clock trick and those guards worked.
Yeah. With that, I think at least for the time being, you'll be able to just get like 6 seconds or like one turn per long rest. So
And that's the thing,
Okay,
these
yeah,
the
I was
items,
gonna
it's
ask,
for just testing and going through and making adjustments as time goes on. And in game, it could be just the watch is wearing down.
yeah.
You never specified how much I could use the clocks, so it was like, okay, I think I can use this too, right?
Yeah.
So 6 seconds per long rest. Yeah, that seems fair. And two, fast forwarding is different, I think.
Yeah. So you can just sort of slow things down for 6 seconds.
It's basically a non-risk haste for a turn.
In a way, yeah.
But
That's
there's
another
also
great.
we need to probably think of some side effects for the clock, otherwise it's gonna. I don't want to make too much of a use of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, you also got to realize as well if you're speeding up time around you and everything, you know, there's definitely going to be some time manipulation side effects if you play too much with it.
I mean, yeah.
Like a being
But,
of the planet Mechanic just showing up and going, no! How'd that happen?
No. All right.
I mean, I was more thinking like every time I advance time, I'm probably losing some years of age there.
I mean, maybe not
Right.
years, but yeah. Anyways, I am gonna go head to bed here, guys. So I hope you guys all had fun.
And
Thank you for
That was
thank you for the session again.
Yeah.
thank you.
All right. You guys have a good one. Bye.
Hey.
Bye.
I did not want to open that. All right, but yeah. So tomorrow, we'll see if I have something planned. If not, I'll see you guys on Monday, or maybe I will play. We'll see. But yeah, I hope everyone had a fun time. If it's morning time for you, good morning. If it's evening or afternoon, good evening, good afternoon. I hope you have a good rest of your day. If you're watching us through the VOD, I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If times are tough or if you aren't feeling well, I hope things get better and you feel better and come out stronger on the other side because of it. If it's nighttime for you or if you're about to go to bed, good night, sleep well, and sweet dreams. But regardless of what time it is, have fun and don't die.